Hey, Khullar. Why don't you introduce yourself for us, mate? Because this is the first time I've met you. What's your name, mate?
My name is Khullar Lamkang, but most people simply know me as Khullar.
Awesome, mate. And you were saying before that you are in Saga, is that right?
Yeah, I am in Sagar.
Where's Saga? If you were to look at a map of India, are we looking at the north, the south, the middle? Whereabouts is Saga?
Sagar is a city in the state of Madhya Pradesh in central India, right
And
in the heart of India.
right in the middle, hey? So you are right in the heart of India. That's fantastic, man.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How long have you been sort of serving the Fusion ministry in Saga, Khullar?
It is now running 5 years. I have I actually worked in Fusion Delhi after I got married, and I started working here in Sagar because my wife, by God's grace, got a job in Sagar University. So I have to uh, give up whatever works that I have been doing in Delhi and then come here and establish Fusion Saga. So it's been 5 years that I've been working.
Man, that's incredible. So you started out in Delhi, but then you moved to Saga and you just kept on going with Fusion's ministry here in Saga, just a brand new start.
Yes, yes,
That's incredible,
yes.
mate. Can you just share a little bit, like, how did you first connect with the Fusion thing?
Well, I came to Delhi to study my master's, post-graduation. I did my post-graduation in library and information science.
Wow.
By then, I shared same room with Coco, brother Coco, and he works with sports ministry. And then later on, he joined Fusion, and he invited me to attend Fusion's foundation.
Mm.
And I attended. I think it was in 2009 or 10. I attended Fusion's first foundations course. And what is very fascinating thing was that I really liked the course. It was like, for me, it was personally like standing in front of mirror and seeing myself, all those three streams, of course, particularly a relationship with God, relationship with people, and relationship with myself. I could see myself who I am, and there are also rooms that I don't see, but people can see about me. So for me, it's like just standing in front of mirror and looking at myself. And what I like about Fusion is that uh, the one of the units that we have learned, which is the listening skills. I am normally very slow speaker, and I don't have very much confidence to stand in front of people and then share about my stories. But listening skills has really one of the course, I should say, the foundation course. The listening skill has really changed me because I have met many Fusion workers who are very patient in listening to others. So that has really changed my life. Yeah, and
Wow. So
yeah.
sorry, cool. So it was the foundations course that really got you kick-started into this thing, hey?
Yes, yes, yes.
So after the foundations course, did you get involved in the work in Delhi with Coco? Is that kind of how you got going into this thing? What happened after foundations?
Yeah, after foundations, what happens was I think I attended two times foundations and I went back to home. And then I said, brothers, I really want to work in the ministry. I don't want to work in the secular world. But I have two brothers and four sisters. They were not very keen for me to work in the ministry. But there is my eldest sister who says that that's the dream of your father.
Hmm.
Your father always wants one of you to work in God's ministry. We are three brothers. So my sister said, just follow your heart, and I'm with you. And since then, I have been involved working with Fusion and serving the Lord through Fusion. Yeah. So, uh, yeah, that's all. That all happened. Yeah.
Wow, cool. That's phenomenal. So there was a bit of a spiritual connection to your father, even stepping into the ministry, hey?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
give us a bit of a glimpse of some of what you're doing with Fusion in your community right now, Saga? Like, what are some of the things that God has you doing there in ministry?
Doing fusion work in Sagar is very challenging. It's it's very different comparing to what I used to work in Delhi, because Delhi is metropolitan city and you have your freedom to express your faith. There are groups of people who can come and help you in as volunteer in the work that you do. But in Sagar, this is just a small city. The only thing is that there is Sagar University and army cantonment. That doesn't bring a lot of people from the globe, but within India. But still, then, uh, I mean, this makes it very challenging for me to work here, because another reason is that this land is dominated by the Hindu uh, fanatics like RSS and then Bajrang Dal, and the Christian population is just 0.29%. So we have been praying and we have been thinking, how do we start this fusion work going here in Sagar? I have been challenged personally. But one of the advantages that we have is being placed in the university. I have these boys living in a hostel. So I started off with cricket initially, and then I went on with soccer, coaching soccer and training them and playing with them. And what I would do is normally I would do Monday to Friday soccer. And after that, once in a month, I would invite them to my house for talk and tucker, but which we call it dinner set. And then, talk about issues that they are facing. And then we one time talk about what is the love and sex from the foundations. They have responded very well as youngsters. And then that's the soccer thing we do. And then the other thing is the spoken English program that we do. And this program is attended by the university faculty children. And that helps me to connect with the faculties, I mean the teachers, the parents who are faculty in the university. And then that one has led us to doing another fellowship, weekly fellowship, where those students that I come across with whom I build the relationship in the soccer field, I would bring them into fellowship. And then those children who come for the what is spoken English program, I would bring them into the fellowship and then openly share the word of God to them. Because the relationship is built so strong that they trust me and they believe in me and they have seen my life and they come with without any doubt or maybe uh, whatever, that's how they do. And one thing that we have been doing is another one is which we call a day trip. Day trip is the time where I do this once in a year. I would take the student out, those students in the soccer field, and then those students in the spoken English and other contexts that I met through local church and other stuffs. I would take them out in the park and then have games with them and then share the word of God and stuff like that. So it's been very interesting. So we have these programs going on, and then I have connection with one of the schools. Very interesting thing.
Wow.
Yeah, this the manager of the school happens to be a guy from Manipur, and he has also been looking out for friends or maybe people who can bring about gospel into their school. So I hook up with this guy, and then he knows about what I do, and I work with Fusion. He knows that, and then he invited me. Can you come and do sharing sort of things? And then I said, "Come on, guy! I am always looking out for opportunities, and this is it, man. Come on, let's do that sort of thing." So we actually started. We have been doing these festivals in his schools,
Wow.
and the kids are so amazing. Children enjoy so much. Whenever I go there, they'll say hokey pokey, that sort of things. So it's been very interesting, very interesting. Unfortunately, all these things that has been going up so nicely. COVID came, and then everything has just turned upside down. COVID thing came, but COVID has been so much blessing for us. For me, I would say that. Why it is blessing? Um, I got a team. I got a brother by the name Jitendra. This brother has been, what happens is, I was looking out for a vehicle. I said, Brother Jitend, we go to the same local church, and I said, can you help me to reach out to the community to do this relief distribution? And then he said, yes, brother, I'm willing to help you. So we started off, and then we went from one village to another village, and we have covered 5 villages. And he asked me one day, he said to me that, brother, I really don't like organizations. I don't want to associate myself with organizations. I don't like, because people working in organizations, they are not good. But seeing what you are doing, it really touched my heart. I want to work with you. He said, I want to work with you.
Mm.
Then he said, I want to help you financially and work with you. Is it okay? And I said, yes, brother, you can work with me. And this is it. So God has really put this brother into my life. And because of this, what happens, what we were doing is the morning teas that never used to happen, and which I never thought about. When we were in Delhi, we used to do morning teas. But this time, during the COVID season, we are taking up these new initiatives, then starting morning teas. It really reminds me of my time in Delhi with my brothers, that we used to do morning tea and pray for fusion, and not just India, but also fusion around the globes. So it really, I mean, things are coming into place, you know?
Mm.
And then, yeah, reaching out to the villages and reaching out to pastors who run tiny local churches, who also depends on their weekly Sunday offerings and stuff like that. We could also reach out to them. So what I would say is, earlier we were concentrated or focused into the university, but with this COVID thing, we have uh, reached out ourselves. We have moved ourselves into the community and started actually working. So COVID for us, for many people, it is very unfortunate. People have lost their jobs. People have lost their love and dear ones. Very sad for them. But for Fusion Sagar, I would say that we are really blessed because of this COVID, and through the generous support of many friends, Fusion friends around the globe, we are able to reach out to people and bless them. At the same time, we are able to do morning tea, which is a great thing, brother. And then to continue with fellowship with this new family that has joined Fusion, Jitendra and family. Yeah.
Mm. That's incredible, Khullar. That's wow. And to think that this all started out with a meeting with Coco and doing foundations, hey?
Yes, yes.
All those
Yes,
years ago, that you participate in this 1 week course that set you off on this new direction, and here you are all these years later in Saga, facing some pretty unique challenges, like you mentioned before, with even some of the persecution that can come from different religious groups
yes,
against the Christian faith, and trying to find creative ways to minister in your community. And so doing soccer and being in the schools, and now you're gathering together with friends and praying and doing day trips and bringing transformation to your community. And I'm just really encouraged to hear that, mate. And I just think back to that 1 week course in foundations with Coco. Could you have imagined seeing yourself doing what you're doing now, a week before you started foundations?
I don't know, brother. I don't know what it would be like. I can't say. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's just incredible to see, mate, that God's just got you in a really unique place, finding your story, and now you're helping others find their story. All those young people whose lives will be touched. Just to finish off, even for our conversation, Kula, like you already named some of the challenges. Like you named certainly that it's a little harder to express the Christian faith in your words there in Saga.
Yes.
But what would be some of the other challenges, or some of the challenges that you continue to face as Kula, who is helping lead the Fusion Center in Saga? What are some of the unique challenges you face specifically?
Finding, I would say, finding maybe consistent volunteers who can support me with the work besides my family and besides students who has been with me. I really want a team kind of thing that can really, walk with me, with whom I can reason, with whom I can share my dreams, and with whom I can journey together. But the sad part is why it is not possible is that in India, particularly in the central India where I am now, um, people are not so much well-to-do. People are poor. Uh, people people look for a job where that can pay them a bit, or maybe where they can earn their livelihood and stuff like that. So that is a bit of challenging. That has been a challenging for the past many years. But I still would like to come back to the Jitendra and family. If God has a will, there is a way. I mean, God can do many things. I was thinking about, particularly in this line, but God has brought this family. So this, though still is challenging, I would say that God has a way. If He wants His ministry to continue, God still has a way. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, mate. Yeah. So having faith in this time and trusting in God. And so some of the challenges for you are, you live in an area where, finances can be challenging,
Yeah.
where there's some
Yeah.
some religious persecution, and things take a little bit of time to get going, plus COVID. So there's a few challenges you've got, Khullar, that we need to keep praying for. Hey,
Yes. Yes.
thanks,
Yes.
mate. No, I so
Yeah.
appreciate you sharing, bro. And God bless you in everything that you continue to do. And just know that you've got friends around the world who are standing with you.